In Search of the Lost Meaning. Chapter 1. The Catalogue of Missing Books. It was raining that day. Not the kind of rain that finds its way into chronicles, nor the kind that inspires poets. Just rain. Ordinary rain. It fell upon the city with the weary persistence of a poorly adjusted metronome. People opened umbrellas, quickened their pace, disappeared into cafes and subway entrances, while the water continued its quiet work, softening the outlines of things. It was on such a day that Professor Michael Levine received a letter from a man who had been dead for 8 years. The envelope lay in his mailbox, among utility bills, grocery advertisements, and a notice about a gas meter inspection. Nothing unusual. White paper, black lettering, a stamp depicting an old library that seemed to belong to another century. Levine climbed the stairs to his apartment, put on a kettle, and only then noticed the return address. He read it twice, then once more. He removed his glasses, cleaned the lenses, and looked again. Nothing changed. The sender was listed as Professor Elijah Mark Weinstein, a man whose funeral Levine had attended 8 years earlier, a man over whose grave he had delivered a brief speech about memory and oblivion, a man who was dead. Levine opened the envelope. Inside was a single sheet of paper. No greeting, no signature, only one sentence. We spent years searching for Aristotle's second book. We were wrong. We should have been searching for the person who read it. Attached was another sheet. On it appeared 4 names: John of Nicomedia, 1148, Girolamo Bellori, 1562, Raúl Fernandez, 1947, user Polim Nestor, 71, 2025. Nothing else. Levine stared at the list. What troubled him most was not the letter, not the dead professor, not even the strange sentence. It was the final name, or rather, the absence of a name, a username, a date. As though someone had accidentally dropped the 21st century into a carefully arranged procession of ghosts. Outside, the rain continued. Levine crossed the room and stood before his bookshelves. There were nearly 3,000 volumes. Philosophy, history, semiotics, literary theory, catalogues of manuscripts, bibliographies, archival editions. He ran a hand along the spines. Suddenly, he remembered a conversation with Weinstein many years ago. They had been sitting in the reading room of an old university library. The air smelled of dust, glue, and time. Weinstein had said something strange. Most people think a library is made of books. What else would it be made of? Levine had asked. Missing books? Levine laughed. A metaphor? No. The old man shook his head. Look through the catalogue of any major library. You'll find thousands of absences, burned manuscripts, lost volumes, destroyed archives, missing continuations, texts known only through quotations. The history of culture is not made of what survived. It is made of wholes. At the time, Levine had dismissed the remark. Now, it returned with startling clarity. He looked again at the letter, at the 4 names, at the impossible sentence, and for the first time in years, he felt a sensation he had almost forgotten. Not interest, not curiosity, but intellectual unease. That rare condition in which the mind recognizes a question capable of changing the shape of the world. The kettle began to whistle. Somewhere in the apartment, the refrigerator clicked on. Rain traced slow paths down the window pane, and on the table lay a sheet of paper containing 4 names. 4 people separated by nearly 1,000 years, and somehow connected to a book that may never have existed. Levine did not yet know that within a few months he would be standing in the cellar of a ruined monastery, studying a burned catalogue from the 16th century and trying to understand why a list of forbidden books contained a volume nobody had ever seen. He did not yet know that one of the names in the letter belonged to a fictional person, that another belonged to someone who had never existed at all, or that the final name would lead him to something far stranger than Aristotle's lost book. For the moment, he knew only one thing. The investigation had begun, and its subject was not a book. Its subject was absence. To be continued.